Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. Excited to bring you another album review. If I wasn't, I guess I wouldn't make so many. This is the new Liturgy album, Aesthethica. I've been following this band since their 2009 LP, Renihilation, an equally odd album title. And that LP was definitely a standout for me of that year, even though it didn't make my favorites list. Some tracks blew me away, while others underwhelmed me. The recording could have been a little bit better too, but what stuck out the most to me in that band, and what really made these guys memorable, is just the intense drumming. The drummer in this band is something else. He really had me at first listen, and there's a lot of evolution in the way that he plays too. It's just not this one flat, constant blast beat that goes on forever. There's tons of detail, just snare rolls that syncopate with the guitar riffs, hard kick patterns, flurries of cymbals, and the way that he plays, the way this whole band plays, is really cohesive. I loved how this group really played together. I just get this sense that every member of the band is following so closely to what every other member of the band is doing. And I don't really get that in a lot of music, especially in modern metal music, where I hear a lot of trigger drums, where I hear a lot of guitar riffs that sound like they're snapped to a tempo as opposed to what the other members in the band are doing. Usually I've got to put on a jazz record to hear the kind of musician-to-musician intimacy that Liturgy has, and at the end of the day it might be the best thing that they have going for them. These guys are a black metal band. If you're not into black metal, then I don't make any promises that this will turn you on to the genre. And even if you are a fan of black metal, you may still hate these guys. A lot of people have been calling this band hipster black metal, and I never really looked into it. I never really took those labels seriously. A lot of American black metal groups are labeled hipster black metal. I just didn't see Liturgy being labeled that as any different. But when I finally got the promo for this LP in the mail, listened to it, revisited it, decided to do this review, I finally came across the source of all this controversy. The interviews with the frontman of this band, Hunt-hendrix, and also his little manifesto, Transcendental Black Metal, which is allegedly the genre of music this band plays. Before I knew about any of this transcendental stuff, I kind of saw Aesthethica as kind of a combination of black metal and math rock. Liturgy does have a lot of the same elements that traditional black metal does, some of the really intense drumming, blast beats, retched vocals, harsh walls of guitar chords, tremolo picking, but they throw in a lot of variations that keep me coming back to these songs again and again and again and again. The reason I cite math rock is a lot of these really tight, dizzying, syncopated riffs, like a track will be going and then it'll just have a short stop and then go into this wah. It'll stop again and then it'll go right back into laying into the chord. That sound kind of has this really weird roller coaster effect where I'm going up and down really fast. One of my personal reasons for loving black metal is how harsh and disorienting it can be. And I kind of feel like all this tight syncopation, these stops and starts, add to that aspect of this style of music. The musicianship here is absolutely fantastic. These guys sound like they've been playing together for decades, even though I know that's not the case. The way these guys speed up together on high gold is fantastic. Those sharp swells on the track True Will in between the verses are great, and the way everything just builds at the end of Returner, oh, pure ecstasy. To put it in a very Lonely Island kind of way, I jizzed in my pants. A lot of black metal bands over the course of time have used reverb to create a similar effect, a similar crescendo or swell. And what I like about Liturgy is that, yeah, they have a little bit of reverb on the vocals, but they don't use reverb to sound big. When they sound big, it's because they're playing harder. They are swelling and shrinking as a band. And that's resulted in something that to me sounds very kind of real, very tangible. But not to say the production isn't important. This thing was produced very well by Colin Marston of Krallice and Behold the Arctopus. It's a really heavy sound, the drums hit hard, the guitars ring out beautifully. Another thing I dig about this LP is the variation between these tracks, like Generation and Veins of Gold. 2 instrumental tracks where the band basically lays on this same riff for 7 to 8 minutes. And I know that doesn't sound fun. I know it's a weird comparison, but I enjoy hearing Liturgy lay on those riffs in the same way that I enjoy hearing Lightning Bolt do the same thing on their stuff. But the song Glass Earth does really kind of irritate me. A bunch of digitally multi-tracked vocals layered over one another going to the point where they're harmonized, but it just kind of ends up sounding like the intro to an Animal Collective song. I'm just kind of waiting for Panda Bear to jump in there and go, open up your throat, na na. And what's with the guitars dropping out for 2 minutes on Son of Light? I really don't get that, and I really don't enjoy it. But my favorite thing about this LP, the chord progressions. Despite the fact that this thing is so harsh and heavy and loud and in your face, the way some of these chords resolve against each other is so rich and harmonious. I feel like I'm just eating chocolate cake and I can't get enough of it. Like, yes, more of this. And the way that the guitars harmonize against each other on Glory Bronze is beautiful. It moves me. And it just kind of has this feeling, this triumphant feeling to it. But of course, all this greatness comes with a bit of pretension, because there is still that little manifesto dealy. At least Liturgy put a lot of forethought into the kind of music they want to create. They didn't just simply say, let's be a black metal band. To me, what Liturgy has done is taken the sounds that they love from black metal and then put their own spin on it, which I feel is the most you could ask for from any band. I'm feeling a decent to strong 8 on this LP. It's definitely going to be one of my metal highlights for this year, I'm absolutely sure. But what do you think about this thing? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? And is it too soaked in pretense for you to really enjoy? Let me know. Anthony Fantano, Liturgy, Aesthethetica, forever.